I'll be speaking about the situation in the Mediterranean, which is not a new phenomena. For more than a decade, Malta has been receiving asylum seekers fleeing war-torn conflict and also poverty and deprivation in an effort to reach a better life in Europe and elsewhere. I think the situation needs to be put into perspective. 85% of the world's refugees live in the global south, in the poorest countries of the world. Nevertheless, as an increasing number of asylum seekers were trying to make it to Europe. In 2015, we saw up to 1 million people trying to reach Europe, largely Syrian refugees fleeing war and conflict, but also other nationals from Afghanistan, along the eastern Mediterranean coast, Somalia, Eritrea, and so on. So this is an issue that's been in the headlines for many years now. I'm increasingly concerned by the way the conversation is going and how the conversation, the political conversation, is feeding into the policies that we are implementing. I'm going to use the term solidarity and ask, where is the solidarity with refugees? Where is the solidarity between the 28 member states? And where is the solidarity with the poorest countries in the world? Over the last few months, as asylum seekers have started crossing through the central Mediterranean route, and as a result of political changes in Italy, we're starting to see conflict amongst the external borders along the Mediterranean, and a criminalization of the search and rescue vessels operating in the central Mediterranean. As things stand today, there are no search and rescue vessels operating by these NGOs, saving lives in the Mediterranean. To put it into simple terms, as a policy established by the government but supported by other member states, we are essentially stopping the ambulance from saving lives. In other words, in order to protect our borders, we do this at a cost to human life. I have argued that this is Europe's final solution. If we can't stop the refugees from arriving, then we'll let them drown. And I will argue that this is not acceptable. It is not acceptable in terms of our basic humanity. It is not acceptable in terms of a national response to politics, and it is not acceptable as a European response to politics.